This weekend is going to be Eevee Comm Day. We want to make sure that we optimize on this day because we have 2 days of Comm Day back to back this weekend in Pokemon Go. Like I said, July is going to be such a fun time in this game. So welcome to the Trainer Club. Here we go. So on Saturday and Sunday from 2 until 5 p.m., you're gonna find Eevee everywhere in the wild because it's gonna be Eevee Comm Day Classic, which is really fun because Eevee has so many evolutions. And usually there's some locks behind Umbreon, Espeon as far as walking the kilometers and then evolving them in the day or the nighttime, and Sylveon, but during this event time, you're going to be able to get these Pokemon evolved with a whole lot less effort because of the Comm Day and the exclusive moves, which makes it so much better. So with that said, guys, let's get into all the details. For this event, we're gonna have increased spawns as always. There's gonna be a boost in shiny Eevee odds. There's gonna be 3-hour lore module durations, which is awesome, and also 3-hour Incense. So if you guys do want to do any of these, please make sure to capitalize. The quarter egg hatch distance is amazing because you guys are able to hatch eggs at so much less of a rate. So usually when I do this day, I go in with 12-kilometer eggs. I hatch all these on a star piece and I yield myself anywhere between 70 and 90,000 typical averaged Stardust, which is awesome. And there's going to be Eevee featured with attacks. So previously on the first Eevee Comm Day, every Eevee evolved with Last Resort. However, there was a second Eevee Comm Day where they all got moves. And those moves are going to be Eevee caught in the wild is going to have the Last Resort. Then we will have Vaporeon with Scald. We're going to have Jolteon with Zap Cannon, Flareon with Superpower, Espeon with Shadow Ball, Umbreon with Psychic, Leafeon with Bullet Seed, Glaceon Water Pulse, and Sylveon Psyshock. And like I talked about, for everybody out there that wants to do these evolutions, remember you can nickname your Eevee one time and be able to evolve it guaranteed into its evolution. If you do or don't think you've done it, all you have to do is put that name into your game and you will see the question mark of the Eevee evolution change into the silhouette of what you are going to evolve into. If it remains a question mark, that means that the name trick has already been done. The Eevee name trick will be as follows: Rainer for Vaporeon, Pyro for Flareon, Sparky for Jolteon, Sakura for Espeon, Kira for Sylveon, Tamao for Umbreon, Rhea for Glaceon, and Linnea for Leafeon. And also there's going to be the updated bonuses. So all you have to do is walk 1 kilometer with Eevee as your buddy, whichever Eevee you want to evolve into, Espeon or Umbreon. And then during the daytime in the game, you'll be able to evolve to an Espeon, and the nighttime with that Eevee as your buddy, you don't have to keep it as your buddy. All you have to do is put it as your buddy, walk it 1 kilometer, then you can change the buddy name, is what I would suggest, into Umbreon or Espeon. And then after the event is over, because it's going to end at 5, you will have all the way until the sun goes down to be able to switch your buddy back into those Pokemon, evolve with it as your buddy. So the Eevee has to be walked 1 kilometer and be as your buddy, and then you will be able to evolve. Look for the silhouettes right next to where it says evolve. If it does go into the one that you want, that means the completion of the task has been done. If it does not and it remains a question mark, that means you're still missing something. And then all you have to do is evolve it at nighttime after the sun goes down, and it will be the Umbreon. So make sure to stay on top of that. And then we also have the Sylveon, and Sylveon has to get 7 buddy hearts. I wish it was 6 because then it would just be 1 rotation, but it needs 7. So if you do 7 buddy hearts with Sylveon, then you will be able to go and do it. However, remember that you can get 6 buddy hearts by feeding your buddy, snapshot, playing with your buddy, that's going to be 3, battling with your buddy is going to be 6, so you're either going to have to switch it back and forth and give it another berry, and that will give you 7, or you walk it 1 kilometer, or you do a route to be able to get this, or if it has a gift on it, it will give you that 7. So there are ways to work around this. I would say that the route is probably the easiest as not wasting buddy slots, but if you're not going to use all 20 buddy swaps for the day, you can easily just switch your buddy back and forth. Maybe you have 2 or 3 or 4 Espeons, and you will be able to give it a buddy. But remember, you also have to walk buddies as well. So if you're switching back and forth just to get the buddy treat and you're missing out on the Espeon and the Umbreon that you should be walking during Comm Day, you can even start walking them right now and get them prepared, have them at least walked 1 kilometer as your buddy. They will be able to evolve immediately. There's also going to be Photobombs and showcases, so please make sure to participate in those to get yourself some free items, and then boxes as always. And let's not forget that there's going to be Eevee research tasks that are coming from the field research. 459 will be the Hundo Kanto, you can get the Eevee, 5 Great Balls or 2 Ultra Balls, 2 Pineapple Berries or 500 Stardust. And then also with the chance to get the backgrounds, the tasks are win a 5-star rate or higher, trade a Pokemon, or complete a party challenge. Okay, so what are we gonna do for the Eevee Comm Day? Well, number one, starting right now, cleaning out your bag is one of the biggest things. You need to start getting rid of Pokemon that don't matter. Maybe you have Go Fest. Hopefully you've been trading as much as possible, maxing out your trades, 100 trades possible with 2 specials every single day. So you get 2 specials and 98 regular trades every day. If you do 100 and you didn't do your specials, I'm sorry, you can't do those. So trading all these Pokemon, getting them out of your bag, and then going through and checking out a bunch of shinies. I like to sort by number, and then I scroll through my shinies, and if I see, like, let's say I had 15 Jangmo-Os. Well, I've never really been asked for Jangmo-O in a trade after Comm Day, so I might keep like 4 shiny Jangmo-Os and delete all the rest. And like I do tell you guys often, that if you have, let's say, 9 Pokemon, and let's say that 3 of them are from 2020 or before, keep those older Pokemon and transfer the newest Pokemon, because the older Pokemon hold more weight in trying to get lucky Pokemon. And then once we get closer, so this year 2019 and previous are guaranteed luckies, and we got 10 additional, but next year we're gonna be 2020 and we're gonna get 10 additional. So having 2020 Pokemon, which there was a lot more people playing and a lot more available shinies, is gonna be great to guarantee yourself a trade that goes lucky. So once that does happen, I will make a video about it so you guys are aware. And then just being ready for the day. Number one, having your Umbreons and Espeons that you want for the future walked. If you get them during Comm Day and you want to walk them, just switch them to your buddy and start doing it. I think the buddy hearts for the Sylveon are the easiest, so I would not worry about those during Comm Days. But as soon as you get those, you can start. And then after Comm Day, post Comm Day, you can look at your haul for the day and be like, hey, this is the one I want to do for Espeon, this is the one I want to do for Umbreon, and then go forward. I would say for the name trick, make sure that all your trades are done for Eevees. If you're doing special trades, they're done for Eevees and forward, because in my opinion, these naming tricks are not just for some random shiny. They're like, hey, I ended up getting a Hundo Safari Pikachu and I really wanted to have it a Vaporeon, but I accidentally used a name trick. So now if I try to get the Vaporeon, it's just a chance and it could go into Flareon or Jolteon. So that's where I like to present that if you have not completed this yet, please make sure to save it, because having one simple thing and being efficient during Comm Day is not worth the future, what it could hold, you know, with these naming tricks, because man, that is valuable when you get something. Maybe you did a trade and it went into a guaranteed shiny and you're like, Jolteon's my favorite, I want the shiny, but I already used the name trick and I can't guarantee my Jolteon. Because remember, those 3 are the ones that you cannot guarantee afterwards, because Glaceon's gonna need lore modules, and Leafeon's gonna need lore modules, and Sylveon, Espeon, and Umbreon are all forcible, but the first 3 from the Kantos are only forcible one time, and then it is going to be random, which makes it harder to obtain. And so now that we have all of this out of the way, we also want to make sure that we have our Pokeballs saved up. I always recommend that you guys use Great Balls during this time. You start saving up on your Ultra Balls for more impactful things. If you guys get a shiny, you want to quick catch it, and whatever that situation is, give it a Golden Raspberry, do an Ultra Ball, and then watch it catch easier than the Great Ball. Have the Ultra Balls as select different situations, and then start saving your Ultra Balls for big events like Go Fest, because during those events, the Ultra Balls are very impactful and they help out a ton. So with that said, guys, now you have everything prepared, you're ready to go. Where are you gonna play this day? I would prefer in a downtown area, something that has a ton of Pokestops so that you can spin Pokestops, you can be in those areas. If you're in a very small and condensed area, maybe it's too hot, you gotta be indoors, whatever that situation is, I suggest you guys use premium lore modules. If you use premium lore modules, glacial lore modules and mossy lore modules are gonna be the ones to do, because that will give you the Glaceon and the Leafeon. And if you're in a bigger area, I would say that regular lure modules are the way to go, but have at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of each of those sporadically put throughout, so you can just walk over to those lure modules, be in them, and then evolve. I would suggest also having the glacial and the mossy lure module a little bit further apart than right next to each other, so that you're not crossing in between the radius to be able to do the evolution. And remember, when you are standing in your spot, is all you do is pull up the game, you look at the Eevee where you're at, and it'll show you what the evolution will be if you do it right now. You can see the silhouette, and once again, if there's a question mark, that means it's going to go into one of the 3 Kanto starters, because whichever you're trying to force is not going to be it. So that's very important. Then, once the Comm Day starts, you guys are off, you're ready to go. If you're doing the 12 kilometer eggs, you're going to put them all in super incubators, and then you're going to start walking these eggs. Or the other scenario is you start today, but you have to walk so much much more. So I'm really more about you guys putting them on there and then using a star piece because it's going to serve you guys better. Then play really hard throughout the day. You're throwing skip animation catch trick. So that's going to help you throw balls a whole lot faster. If you want that video, check it out up here if you don't know how to do that. And then also if you guys have a plus and you are not able to play, please make sure to have that running in the background because that will allow you to get the shinies even when you're not playing in the game, which is always a very positive thing that you're like, hey, I have an outing on the 4th of July weekend. I'm out doing this, I'm out doing that. I can't really play and look at the game, but hey, if I cleaned out 1,000 spots and I had 1,000 Pokeballs and I was able to connect, I could potentially get myself some shinies. So that's always a way to play even though you can't. And then all you have to do is check your bag every, I would say 15 to 20 minutes, do a quick evaluation. How many Pokemon do I have? How much is my item count looking? And then you can keep going there. So it's not like something that you have to just stay in your game the entire time over a weekend. So that's the situation. Remember, 459 is the research hundo. Also, level 30 hundo will be 918. So if it's not partly cloudy weather, 918, if you get that one, is a guaranteed hundo. But if it is partly cloudy, 984 becomes the 100% IV. With 984, guess what, guys? The 918 is no longer guaranteed hundo, but it can still be a hundo if it's level 30. So playing in between those situations is going to be how you optimize the only guaranteed hundos in the wild. They are rare, but if you see them, you know what you got. And then as far as PvP Pokemon, the biggest plays that we have is not super relevant right now, but Umbreon in the Great League is ranked 208 with the Last Resort at a 0-15-15 and 178 in the Ultra League at all 15s. And Sylveon's best play is in the Master League at 152 with Charm, Moonblast, and Psyshock. And all the other ones are not really relevant in any of the categories. They're kind of more a collector's because remember, Glaceon used to be a decent meta attacker, but now we have things like Kyurem that have absolutely raised the bar to a whole nother level so that while it may be a decent budget counter, we have to look at things that are taking it to a whole nother level and where those things sit. And that, yes, it is premium XL candy. You have to pay to get it, but once you do get it, it does so much more damage than these other Pokemon here. And so as far as this day, what's the overall goals? It's to hatch eggs. It is to, most importantly, catch as many Pokemon as possible. Remember, on quarter egg hatch distance, if you just use your unlimited incubator, totally cool. Just stay on top of it, walk those eggs out, and get yourself a little bit extra Stardust and some egg hatches. But at the same time, if you don't care too much, or maybe you want to go gung-ho on eggs, you can do that too. And if you want to buy rocket radars and you're a premium pay-to-play player, this is a great way to blow through a lot of 12-kilometer eggs. The Pokemon in those eggs are not great right now. I'm not the biggest fan of how much you have to walk, but the Stardust is good. And so if you want to go that direction, that will always help you out. And then post Comm Day, make sure you're trading every day, trade your Eevees, and then you can get lucky ones because remember we have increased lucky chances for Pokemon, and those Pokemon can then get evolved with the move. And then post Comm Day, you're basically walking, you're playing with your Sylveon as your buddy, and you're getting those evolutions and cleaning out your bag and getting ready for tomorrow because on Sunday, you have it again, and then you're gonna go and optimize. So those are all the tips, tricks, and strategies I have for you guys. Normally you hear me saying catching your field research task if you have boosted Stardust event, but even if we did have boosted Stardust, remember that 4 times catch Stardust is the best way to be. So thank you guys for being here as always. I love you guys. I'm gonna see you out on the next video. Peace.
I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and raiding all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.